Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. To start things off, Cardano has reached an important and highly anticipated day in its roadmap as it moves to the Shelley phase of its march towards total decentralization. The Cardano community has been anxious about the arrival of Shelley. Cardano's founder, Charles Hoskinson, acknowledged that the speed of the development has not exactly met the expectations of the community, but he is excited about the future and knows Cardano is going in the right direction. He said, "We've had many problems with expectation management and meeting deadlines and getting a proper project vision articulated, developed, and deployed," Hoskinson said during a YouTube broadcast back in March. But of late, Cardano has picked up their pace and delivered the anticipated Shelley as promised. Here's the tweet right here. It says, "Okay, so today's mission accomplished. Shelley complete node 1.14.2 now successfully deployed to the Cardano mainnet. Next stop, the hashtag Cardano 2020 Shelley Edition Virtual Summit. PS, thanks to all of our amazing Cardano community pioneers who brought us here." Hoskinson thinks Input Output Hong Kong is on its way to creating the most decentralized blockchain network. Back in October, he opined that they are pioneering some exciting technology. Cardano became the first blockchain to provide a peer-reviewed status after working in steps with professionals at the University of Edinburgh. Their proof-of-stake protocol, Ouroboros, reached a peer-reviewed status in 2018. So it appears we are here. This was the most popular news of the day, of course. It says Cardano takes the next steps towards Shelley. It appears that this is simply the first iteration. And then there's adding that this is the first complete Shelley mainnet release with all the key features included. IOHK claimed that they retain a higher degree of confidence in the date set for the Shelley hard fork, which is going to be the 29th of this month, which is at this point 28 days away. So it appears we have Shelley, but the Shelley hard fork is going to be in 28 days. So yeah, looks like we made it, but I guess the proper iteration of the forking of the chain is going to be the completeness of it. Anyway, yeah, that's the Cardano news. It has happened, or has begun to happen. It's going to fully happen this month. Anyway, Shelley's here, and let's move on. Also in popular news, and I assume it has to do with the timing, Emurgo, the business development wing of Cardano, is partnering with Travala, a blockchain-based platform for online hotel and accommodation booking that supports an array of cryptocurrencies. The announcement was made on the 30th of June, and the deal will see Travala list ETH, the native currency of Cardano, as one of the supported digital assets as part of their marketing. All users who pay with ETH will receive a 10% cash back until the 31st of July. ETH remains range-bound against the US dollar, while Travala has registered minimal gains in the last trading. Why would Travala be trading? However, significant to Cardano is the integration of a platform that is already delivering value to thousands of travelers in over 230 countries across the globe who would rather pay in crypto than in cash. Here's their tweet right here. It says Travala partners with Emurgo. As travel begins to gradually resume, those who need to travel can easily book hotels and travel accommodations worldwide using ETH. Yeah. So once again, I assume it has to do with the timing of the launch of Shelley, that they chose this time to be able to announce that they have partnered with them. I think the one thing that I and many other people are probably also waiting to see if it's going to happen is any type of listing on Coinbase. Coinbase as of late has been listing a lot of coins that people haven't necessarily been asking for. Maybe there's been one person, but usually not. And it's been coins that Coinbase has already invested in. People have been asking for Coinbase to add Cardano for it's been at least 2 years at this point, and we've had little to no news. So maybe this is also going to happen behind the scenes as well once we get the actual proper hard fork for Shelley. that Coinbase will also then add them to their platform as well. Anyway, yeah, so Cardano's been added as a payment feature or method on Travala. And without further ado, let's move on. Also in hyper, mega, super, ultra popular news, crypto market data aggregator Messari has reported that the market cap of Tether has surpassed $10 billion for the first time. Alongside Bitcoin and Ether, Tether is now one of the top 3 crypto assets with an 11-figure capitalization. Tether reported $10 billion market cap comes after a year-to-date growth of 144%, with Tether representing $4.1 billion. That's insane. Tether was at $4.1 billion at the start of this year, and now it's at $10 billion. That is borderline obscene. However, data aggregators are at odds on Tether's capitalization, with CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap estimating Tether's market cap to be just over $9 billion. The second largest stablecoin by market cap, Circle, has seen triple-digit growth since January, increasing from less than $450 million to over $930 million today. That is very close to $1 billion. USDC, or Circle's coin, has steadily grown since launching in October 2018 to currently comprise the 18th largest crypto asset overall. Tether's had such a crazy history within the cryptocurrency space. A lot of people, even me, thought that they were kind of out of it about a good 2 years ago because of all the news that we kept on getting about regulators stamping down on other stablecoins and other things in general that had to do within the cryptocurrency space. But lo and behold, Tether's probably not going anywhere for a very long time. I assume that they're going to be building on top of other blockchains relatively soon. I don't think they're already on top of Cardano, but I assume that's in the works if they're capable of doing several thousand transactions per second. Yeah, this was incredibly popular news. I assume it has to do with the fact that there are 10 billion Tether out there, which I guess, depending on how you're really looking at it, a lot of people sometimes take news like this very optimistically, in that there is a lot of interest within the cryptocurrency space to be able to create enough Tether to meet that demand. Then also you get the 2017 echoes as far as people are printing or creating Tether to be able to buy up Bitcoin, to be able to move its price. Who knows what it is? However, yeah, there's a lot of Tether floating around out there. I assume we're going to get some news about this in about a day or two. And I'll assume it'll be borderline scandalous, because that always ends up happening with Tether. We get some like relatively okay Tether news, and then someone figures out that they've been looking into the blockchain and something doesn't seem right, or whatever the case might be. Anyway, that's the Tether news. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, IOTA, a major blockchain project designed to be the Internet of Things, has entered the first phase in its new roadmap for upgrading the network to IOTA 2.0. According to a 30th of June blog post, users can now download the new Pollen release in the first fully decentralized IOTA testnet network. The release is the first phase in IOTA's IOTA 2.0 transition roadmap, released on June 29th. In the roadmap, IOTA Foundation laid out 3 phases to reach the so-called Coordicide, an event that will envision the permanent removal of IOTA's coordinator. Coordinator has been a basic part of the IOTA network, representing an application run by the IOTA Foundation to digitally confirm valid transactions. Long story short, a major argument against IOTA has been for some time that they marketed themselves as being a decentralized platform when other cryptocurrencies were also doing the exact same. And then we came to realize that there was an IOTA coordinator, which allowed the people from IOTA to verify transactions on the network. And along with verifying, they were also able to knock down transactions and simply say no, which does not work out in a decentralized world, because you need to be able to allow transactions to go through whether you like them or not. So this is the beginning of them announcing, or the release of what they're going to be doing, where they get rid of their validator and allow other people on the network to be able to validate transactions instead. By releasing Pollen, The IOTA project marks its first milestone leading up to quarterside. Dominic Sheena, co-founder of IOTA Foundation, outlined that the release is aimed to accumulate in a coordinator-less production-ready network. He said, "The years of intensive research, rigorous testing, and tireless efforts by our engineers, we are proud to finally be able to invite everyone to participate in this momentous milestone for the IOTA project. Pollen marks the beginning of the world's first..." Here we go. Pollen marks the beginning of the world's first truly decentralized, scalable, and fee-less distributed ledger, which has been IOTA's promise since day one. Every single cryptocurrency platform believes that they are going to be the first truly decentralized and first truly scalable and first fee-less distributed DLT blockchain. We have many blockchains that are completely free. We have a number of them that are relatively scalable. And as far as the first truly decentralized, it depends on which side you're on. There are about 15 different sides. People believe that Bitcoin is the most decentralized, or that it's going to be Cardano, or that in the future it'll be EOS, or that it could be XRP. I mean, depends on where you're looking for your answers. Anyway, we rarely get any type of news ever. Rarely from IOTA, and I guess IOTA is now looking to upgrade as well. There was no real date. The title says to be fully decentralized by 2021, but I mean, it almost makes it seem like they're getting ready right now, or that things are in the works, or things are going to be moving forward from where it currently is. Anyway, cool. We'll see how that works out for them. Not being pessimistic, just being a realist. A lot of people have issues with me being a realist on this channel. I'm not. I mean, this is how I am in real life. You know, you look at the actual facts and the data. Sometimes when I say things or when I mention things, you have to understand. I was here before IOTA even began, and when IOTA first came out, they also had the same exact promise of being this and being that, and we're going to be hyper this. You have to understand, there's a bit of, the word isn't timidity, it's realistic skepticism, because I've heard all these promises before. These aren't the first coins to say that they were going to do all of these things. A lot of these coins end up disappearing. It just so happens that these coins have been around during the time that you've been into cryptocurrencies. So don't mistake my realism for Cardano or IOTA or any other project as pessimism. It's more, you have to be realistic when you're investing in a lot of these things, because a lot of other old coins that you no longer hear about are now in the 2, 3, 4, 500s in the rankings, because that's just how it happens. Anyway, so good luck to them. Hope it works out. The news before that we were getting from Cardano, from IOTA last year, was that they had partnered with a lot of major car, retailer, energy, electric companies. Hopefully this works out for them, because, I mean, those were insane partnerships. So let's see. Also in mega popular news, Ethereum expects boosted transactions per second, or TPS, as the network shifts towards the long-awaited Ethereum 2.0. According to Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin, he said Ethereum scaling for data will be available before ETH2 scaling for general computation. He said this in a tweet. This implies that roll-ups will be the dominant scaling paradigm for at least a couple of years. First, 2,000 to 3,000 transactions per second, with ETH1 as the data layer. Then, 100,000 transactions per second with ETH2 phase 1, he noted, adding adjust accordingly. Sure. Essentially, Buterin said the network will not instantly transition into Ethereum 2.0, and mentioning rollups, Buterin refers to a second layer on top of the Ethereum network as part of the equation. Using Ethereum's current base blockchain, then switching to Ethereum 2.0 as a base blockchain, the transition into Ethereum 2.0 will yield between 2,000 and 3,000 transactions per second, leading into an eventual 100,000 transactions per second. For years, the crypto community has debated the topic of scalability. Bitcoin, crypto's leading asset, only touts roughly Bitcoin is 3 to 5 transactions per 7 transactions per second is if you really give it full gas. Like you're pushing down as hard as possible, while credit cards such as Visa are able to handle around 24,000 transactions per second on average, leading into comments on Bitcoin's feasibility as a real-world payment option. Ethereum has also seen difficulties. The network performed sluggishly when the blockchain game CryptoKitties hit the internet several years ago. I guess the news being that Vitalik openly said that they'd have quicker transactions, but he also said this in 2017 as well. So I guess as we move closer to it, happy July, everyone, as well. We are in the time when we are supposed to be receiving news and or information and an actual upgrade of Ethereum. I really wonder how this is all going to play out. Like, it may not seem exciting or fascinating. I think a lot of people, you know, it is what it is. A lot of people just use this as an investment vehicle. But for me, it's like hearing someone make the same promise over and over, and then you kind of wonder if they're ever going to actually get it done. So between the Tron update, the Ethereum upgrade, the EOS doing something this also month, and Cardano, and every other coin upgrading and all talking about that they're going to be the quickest, fastest, and most decentralized, I wonder who's going to actually do it. That I think captivates me within the cryptocurrency space, because before, you can find the numbers somewhere. It was either last year or the year before, Vitalik Buterin was talking about the upgrade of Ethereum 2.0 and Plasma and all this other stuff, and how Ethereum was going to have, I think, 3,000 to 5,000 transactions per second and then go to 100,000. And then at that point, I believe Plasma would have allowed it to do 10 million transactions per second. And you see where we still are. So everyone talks big. But and even more so, remember when I kept on saying, you know, now's the time. Now is literally the time. This is when we're getting all these upgrades within the same, 8 to 10 week period. So let's see who can deliver, because I assume by the beginning of next year or the middle of next year, we should have, has Cardano passed by Ethereum? Is Ethereum still the number 2 coin? ? Will another coin pass by it? Will pass, Anyway, I find it fascinating. Let's move on. Next up, Binance is reportedly finalizing a deal to buy a majority stake in the digital currency payment platform known as Swipe. The move sets the stage for the crypto exchange to roll out its own debit card. Binance could announce the deal within the week. This was according to The Block. The crypto exchange announced in April that it is working on a Binance card that will allow users to pay for goods and services with their Bitcoin or Binance coin in their Binance account. Logically, they said no longer will you need to sell your crypto to pay bills. With the Binance card, you can keep hodling and spend only what you need to make a payment. Binance said its card will be accepted by over 46 million online and offline merchants in 200 territories. At the time of the announcement, the firm said the Binance card is available only as a virtual card in a beta version, and that the company has yet to release the physical card. The Block says Swipe will issue the physical card as a white label product. It's really funny that they mentioned that. I'm not sure if anyone has seen that. This year, I've seen a huge uptick in the amount of people I know who have like cards, debit cards, bank cards, but it's on their phone. Like, people are just kind of just tapping their phone everywhere. I know it was around before, but this year, for some reason, maybe it's the whole contactless thing. People don't want to touch money. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but a lot of people have their Metro tickets, their Metro cards, and other things completely on their phone now. It's interesting. Swipe offers crypto-funded Visa debit cards on top of its multi-currency crypto wallet services. Here's the actual article right here from The Block. It says Binance is finalizing a deal to buy a majority stake in Swipe, setting stage for payments card launch. It seems logical. Doesn't Coinbase have a card, or Coinbase is associated with someone else who has a card? So I assume Binance was going to be getting into this at some point as well. I can only assume as well, with them starting for only Bitcoin and Binance coin. This is very weird. Remember in 2018, we were talking about all of this happening, and not Binance in particular, but Bitcoin being actually like us having the option to, whenever we want, to be able to use cryptocurrencies as a payment option. But even in 2016 and 2017, this was the idea is that you would need to have you would need to have a store be able to accept cryptocurrency before you were able to actually pay in cryptocurrencies. And this was a major hurdle because I have a couple of friends who have stores and restaurants and cafes. And I told them, I was like, you have to download this and you have to get that and you have to download so that I'm able to actually pay you in crypto. But the fact that it'll kind of work how we already have the system is incredibly great. That removes a huge barrier from actually being, imagine the option of always being able to pay in crypto. You may not always be able, you may not always want to be able to pay in crypto or pay in crypto. But the fact that you swipe a card or tap a card as we currently do already is a very big step in the movement forward. I have to sneeze and it's driving me nuts. Sorry. Oh, that was terrible. It just wouldn't go away, and I was trying to anyway. Yeah, that's also, relatively everything in this video was super popular news. Every single cryptocurrency exchange releasing their own crypto card, which will allow you to pay in crypto. It's kind of cool. Anyway, that's the Binance swipe card news, and let us move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia569, Yasha Harari, Moonman High, XRP, The Pothead, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Chongo Lolo, Tsongo Lolo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moher Maroney, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Nicholas Renault, One Piece, One Love, Damien Setsuna, Kanaya, Richie Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Arfmedic17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Machonista on Crypto with Lionel, Freya Michelle, URL, Bolero, Bostos, and Hold On, I Have to Sneeze. I did. I get it. Thank you all very, very much for your support. At the moment, we're still trending sideways, and it's like a ridiculous sideways. I think we were $20 lower yesterday than where we currently are right now. Not even half joking. I think it was 91.38 when we went over the prices yesterday. Yeah. Nothing too insane. Some coins are trying to go up. Stellar is up by 3%. IOTA is up by 5%. I assume this has to do with the news. Hey, we're getting an upgrade. Kyber Network is up. Bitcoin Gold is still up. And Aave, or Aave, I'm going to say it's Aave. There's two A's there. Is also going up in price. We'll see exactly where this leads us. A lot of articles were talking about that Bitcoin is still trending in the sideways price range action. And until something definitive happens, i.e. Bitcoin drops by 15% or shoots up by 15%, we are going to remain in this range for quite some time. I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.